Hey everybody, it's Morbid Person G coming to you live. This is our special guest coming on tonight. Our special guest is going to be Debbie Schneider. I'm going to invite her in to make sure she's here. Let's see. Okay, and she has been invited. Okay, guys, so before this segment gets started, I'm going to make sure that we have people tuned in and watching. I believe this is a very good broadcast that many people are going to want to see. It's just one of those things. Let's see. We are awaiting some people. Alright. Alright, we have one individual in here. Debbie Schneider, whenever you are here, please respond by saying that you're here at the bottom line. Anybody that's here, if you feel free to comment on this video, feel free to let your presence be known, and we'll get started on this and get this going good. Alright, Paris is here. Gerald is here. Welcome, guys. Still missing Debbie. Come on, Debbie. Sorry for the delay, everybody. We're going to be covering lots of stuff here briefly. We're going to be covering grounds of the Anonymous March, different perspectives of things, lots of good stuff. Wait for our special guest to tune into here, and then we will be launching this right off the bat. Alright, Billy's here, Jim's here. Welcome, everybody. Still missing our special guest, Debbie. She should be here very briefly. I sent her an invite. Let's see, where is she? Debbie, where are you? Okay, Debbie's here. Alright. How's it going, Billy? How's it going, everybody? Before this segment starts, I'm going to let you guys know we have a special guest, Debbie Schneider, tonight. She's going to be giving us knowledge. She's going to be giving us her standpoints of things. Please give her your undivided attention. And this will be going straight to YouTube and straight to the Morbid Person Cheese and Pirate Sec channel. And please enjoy this video that we have put together for you guys. And remember that we are anonymous and that we are Legion. Okay, Debbie, I'm going to go ahead and send you an invite to bring you into the broadcast. You are now invited. Come on in here and make yourself known and introduce yourself to everybody if you would. Debbie, a good friend of mine, introduced by a really good person. And let's get this kicking off. Right on time of scheduling. Actually, was real. Please let me know if you guys would like to go live and if you would like your voices to be heard. How's it going, Debbie? That mask.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, hanging in there. Got lots to go over today, Debbie. Lots of good stuff to cover. I want to ease everybody's mind about lots of things by getting your perspective on things as well. I want to start with a question. How long have you been with Anonymous, Debbie?
I have been I've been anonymous my whole life, to be honest. I didn't pick up the mask until 3 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, that's understandable. Hey, Jen, how's it going? Thank you for tuning into the broadcast. Thank you for coming in, Gerald. All right, so we're going to go ahead and kick this off, and I'm going to go ahead and start hitting on operations. Debbie, what do you think and Anonymous and all of us working together? Do you think that can bring the system down potentially? Do you think that the government would see us as a potential threat and terrorist for unifying.
I think that the government already sees us as a threat. We're a threat to the government because, well, we're truth seekers. We're the truth. I think unity is very important, especially between us and Antifa. And I see you're trying to do the Juggalos too. And that is awesome. I think that is great. As far as bringing the system
Okay,
down,
yeah.
absolutely. Unity is the only
Right,
way we're
most
going to do it.
definitely.
The only way.
Yeah, I can definitely see eye to eye with you. Definitely see eye to eye with you on that. Another question that I have for you, Debbie, is what do you think about Operation Safe Winter? Winter's approaching. You know it gets cold in Michigan and towards the further up north you go. There's lots of
Yeah.
homeless that are out, and they're going to be stuck out in the cold weather. How do you feel that Anonymous and Juggalos and everybody can play a role together in their communities, not only with the mask on, but as well with the mask off?
I think it is very important for people to know that you can literally ask other people around your community. Like for me, for instance, I post on the community websites in my area because I live in North Carolina, so things are a little bit different here than they are, say, in Michigan. Um, Me personally, I and my children, I get donations of fabric from one of the local businesses here, and we hand make blankets in the winter for OP Safe Winter. In the summertime, we also do personal care donations that I get from local dentists. I get them from literally dentists, doctors' offices. I just literally call them and tell them, hey, like this is what I do. I help homeless people. Could you please donate some things? And believe it or not, people will do that. I've got a couple hotels that donate personal care things also. So I try to get out as much as I can. I also I'm a cashier. I'm not gonna lie. I work for the public, and a lot of the people that come in there, when they come in, the vendors they'll go to throw stuff away, but instead of them throwing that away, they give it to me, and me and my kids actually go out and we give it to the homeless people. I think that is very important. These people are forgotten. I talk to them all the time, and the one thing that they need the most is hope. People, you don't understand how important that is. It really is so important. These people feel like they have nothing, no one. And the average person, I watch people walk by homeless people all the time, and it breaks my heart. These people, they have nothing, and even if you've got a house, you're still doing better than they are. It is so important for us to help these people. There are people out here starving to death and freezing to death.
Yeah, it's like Debbie. It's like what if that was us? What if we were in that position?
See, you
Not
don't.
even
That's
I
exactly
was a
right. People don't
homeless
understand. It could be
18-year
you.
old.
Yes,
Yeah, what if?
absolutely.
What if that was your child? What if that was you? Just think that's somebody's family out there in those
Exactly.
streets. They need help. They need love. They need all
Yes,
support they can get. Maybe that's all it takes
they
is a little
do.
bit of love to get them to make a difference in their life. Homeless people
Absolutely.
know that they need to stick together, and they need to look after each other, and that's what they do. Some of them are just headed down
Yes,
roads of drugs and everything else. But even if you do fall, you can get back up, and it's been proven time and time again. And
yes,
that's what these people need is a good support system. And they need people to show them love, kindness, and caring.
yes, absolutely. The one of the most less donated things, actually, I see Gerald said about socks. That's actually very true. A lot of people will neglect socks, believe it or not. It is the least most donated thing that they need the most. Also, deodorant. Um, as far as things being taken by police, here in North Carolina, they don't do that. They allow the homeless people, to have their things, which is very important. But a lot of them around here live in tent cities, so it makes it easier to actually find them and help them because then you've got like small communities where you can just go in and give them what they need. And they're very appreciative. One time I saw a woman on the side of the road. I personally don't like giving money to homeless people. I would rather help them in other ways. There's other ways to do this. But this particular moment, this woman had a 5-year-old child on the side of the road. It was November. So I actually gave her $180 to help her, and her child to get a hotel room. Um, I don't recommend that, guys. I'm telling you, you can give them blankets, you can give them socks, you can give them jackets and all kinds of things. It's just this one time I felt really bad, so I had to do it.
Right, most definitely. Yeah, and I know that it's a very, very big deal to people. Debbie, I
Right.
also want to point out while we're in this video together right now,
Mhm.
Jen here has went out of her way to help other. She's a very giving person. She went out of her
That's
way to get
awesome.
Michigan Anonymous masks and flags and
Great.
stuff. And Will Burke's another one of my good friends. People like that are what the world needs. The world needs more
Yeah,
Jens. They need more Debbies. They need more Wills.
absolutely.
I mean, the world needs people like that because they make a difference. Their voice matters. People listen. And if people can love like that and learn to give, then, the world would be a much better place. And that's our message from Anonymous that we want to get
Absolutely.
out to people. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. I have to agree. I think it's a really awesome thing. Like I said, I do a lot of things, but helping homeless people is really my passion. I have been doing this a very long time. Before I even became part of an OP and Anonymous, actually, that's how I got noticed. Was I did OP Safe Winter, and CTW saw me and was like, "Hey, we want you to help us." So I did, and I do not regret it. I absolutely love this family. I absolutely love the movement. It is fabulous. I love it.
Most of you guys that are here that know me pretty well, that know about Morbid Person's background, you guys can recall back a few years ago, I'm a former drug addict. I'm a former homeless victim. I was kicked out and I was homeless for 3 years straight on the streets, and I was hooked to drugs real bad. Some of you Anons on here recognize me. If it wasn't for some of you Anons, I would have today. Anonymous has been like the only family that I've known. After coming from group homes, foster cares, 11 years in the system, you start to see lots of things. Lots of things start to make more sense. And being a victim of homelessness really awoken me. It really woke me up to realizing that I about died. I was in Charlottesville, Virginia, sleeping in the streets in a freaking garbage bag. The police was constantly hounding me, constantly threatened to fucking lock me up because I was sleeping on a street vent to keep warm at night. It was so fucking cold in Virginia, you just wouldn't believe it. It dropped in the negatives, -10, -15 degrees. And as an 18-year-old stuck out there in that, police won't let you go into a post office to keep warm because it's against federal law. So it's
Yeah,
hard being homeless out there, not having a homeless shelter to take you in, not having anywhere to go, not having no food or anything. It's been a hard fucking life. But when you go through shit, and you've been through the struggle, you know that you can get through it, you can get through that, you can get through fucking anything, you can make anything happen, anything in life is possible. You got to make the
it's
difference, you
true.
got to be the difference, but actions do speak louder than words, and that you do matter.
Yes.
So my main thing that I want people to know is that people out there, they do listen to you, that your voices are being heard, that your contributions do matter. And I personally do know what it's like to get money from people. I have been one of those people. Straight to the liquor store you go.
Yep.
I
It's
can
true.
tell you guys, when people would give me money at times or I had panhandled, I went straight to the liquor store because I figured if I went and got me a bottle of a vodka or something to wash away all my problems, it would get me high and I couldn't feel my pain anymore. And I did a lot of that a lot of the times to kind of seduct my drug habit because I knew I was a heroin addict. I knew I was a junkie. I knew that my life was shit. I knew I didn't want to live at the age of 18 years old because I didn't think I was going to make it out of there. But I ended up making out. But I remember seeing lots of good people die. I remember that I was sleeping on a sidewalk and two people over from me, us homeless people slept together outside, man. We tried keeping each other warm in the winter. And I remember waking up in the morning, looking over, two people over, an old man was laying there, and he was dead. Right next to him, he had a black sleeping bag right next to him, and he had a picture of his children right next to him. He was about 60 something years old. He had a bottle of what was Jack Daniels or something in his bag, and
Mhm.
he laid there and he froze to death and he died in his sleep. And I remember waking up seeing his dead body right there, and it woke me up. I said, I have to get out of here. I can't stay here anymore. I have to get clean. I have to do something. I have to clean myself up. Any woman is ever going to want me. I realized that I have a calling in my life. There is superior things that call upon me that are much more needed, that are much more visible, and that people die for the most stupidest shit. So live for today
True.
and breathe for tomorrow because you're not promised tomorrow.
Absolutely. That's a hard lesson I had to learn myself. Actually, Morbid, I've never been homeless. I'm not going to lie. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that. However, I do know what addiction is. I do. I had a daughter who was murdered in 2005, okay? And in order for me to deal with that, she was 7, I ended up a drug addict. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I tried to mask my pain with drugs and alcohol. It didn't work so well for me. So I do know that aspect of it, and you should be very proud of yourself. Hold your head up high. Be proud of who you are. It molded you. It shaped you. You can't you can't be a strong person if you never go through anything, right?
Most definitely, it's very true. We are all walking testimonies of some kind of
Absolutely.
faith. We are all walking testimonies of some shit that we've been through in our life. And we are all walking testimonies to another life. We are to influence each other, lift each other up, come together, work towards a specific cause. The system hates this because they want you guys to relapse. They want you guys to be seduced. They want you guys on medication because the easier you are to mentally not be there, the easier it is to take you down, take advantage of you, and manipulate you. You gotta realize that all this stuff adds up, and if you really look into the details, you start to see things, mind, body, soul, power, and it all does make sense. There are pros and cons. There are consequences for every single action, and I
Absolutely.
can't say that and emphasize that enough.
The people, I think you need to understand, the system is designed to keep you this way. The system is designed to help you fail. It is not here to help you. People need to understand that it is on us to rise above this. And we can do it. But you rise by lifting others. You know what I'm saying? We as human beings, we spend so much time tearing each other down. For what? For what? We should be building each other up. I don't care if you don't know that person. If that person's having a bad day, help that person. Talk to them. Your voice could be someone's happiness for that day. And that's important. People don't understand how important that really is.
Yeah, and I can agree with that, and what I don't understand is how can people be so close-minded and so cold-hearted, and I remember whenever I was homeless, I play guitar. I'm a musician. I
Yep.
remember that I knew people that had, they would hop on, they would wait till a train came. They would go city to city. They would probably be traveling in fours or fives. They would jump on top of the train in Charlottesville, Virginia, and they go on doing wherever they go. They traveled, they made music, they got money, they bought their weed, they did whatever they had to do, and they went on about their business. And I remember that I ran into a lot of good travelers, the good people. Us as homeless, we would never go tell the police department that somebody's riding a train. If
Well,
somebody wanted to
no.
get out of there, our way of transportation was jumping on the back of a train. However,
Yeah.
I know several homeless individuals that tried jumping a train at a very fast rate, and they either got their legs chopped off or they got killed in the
Oh,
process.
no.
So when you're dealing with that kind of life, you will go to extreme measures just to keep warm or just to get to A to B. Not everybody has cars. Not everybody has food or roof over your head
Yep.
or a person to love them. So they're going to go by drastic measures, even if it means losing their own life.
It's true. It's very true. And it's sad, like you said, homelessness is not a fun thing. It's really not. And I couldn't imagine what it would be like. And I'm very thankful. I thank God every day that I do not have to be put in that situation. But I'm also very thankful that I have the opportunity to be able to help people, because not only does it make me feel really good, but to see a smile on another human being's face and get nothing in return, it's the best feeling in the world to me. It really is. I can't say it enough, guys. Get out there, help somebody. Just anybody. Just help someone.
Here soon, I actually want to get something started. I've been talking about it for months on end, but I want to get a group of Adons together, and this will probably actually be in Akron, Ohio, because it's a lot more closed in for me, because I might be moving to Akron here pretty soon, folks. So with that being said, I'm going to try to get a bunch of Adons together. We're going to make a bunch of little plastic baggies, get some
Yes.
bread, get some bologna, get some, anything, any kind of foods, and take a little bitty bag of chips from Walmart or whatever, throw it in
Hmm.
that bag with them, in that Ziploc baggie, and zip them up, and just take them out and hand them to homeless people that are digging in trash cans, that are
Yes.
looking for food. Show a little bit of
Absolutely.
love. Carry it in a backpack. Give back a little bit and show them. And when you give it to them, write a little note in there to them, that
Yep.
might make their day. Write a little note saying, please keep your head up. You got this. Or something to encourage and motivate the individual. Because after
Absolutely.
all, they bleed, we bleed, we all bleed the same blood. We have to look after each other because the fucking system will not do that for you.
That's true. It's very true. I actually go to Dollar Tree. Guys, Dollar Tree is your best friend. You can go in there and literally get a whole bunch of things. You can take $50 in there and you can help 50 different people. Even if it's only $10, it's still 10 people that you help that didn't have help before. Every little bit
Jen
counts. I
Abbott,
can't stress that enough.
I'm sorry to interrupt you real quick, Deb, but Jen Abbott, you had a question about does anyone know what states right now that makes it illegal to feed the homeless? And I do have I do have an answer to this because I've been to lots of states. I've been homeless in lots of states. I will tell you that Indiana is one of them that makes it illegal to panhandle, and I will also tell you that in Virginia it is legal. It was illegal to panhandle, and that you can be prosecuted for it because it is a chargeable crime and they
Hmm.
will prosecute you for that. What's
It is
funny is
also.
I have warrants out. I have warrants out in Charlottesville, Virginia right now for me, because when I was homeless, I was 18 years old. Okay, I'm currently 20 right now. I'll be pushing 21 here soon. It's like this, man. There was times that I didn't have money. I didn't have people give me anything. I went straight to the store, and I would wait till about maybe 3 o'clock a.m. ish. I would get up in the middle of the cold, walk into the store. I would really be looking around to watch my sight, and I would take a bag of chips and I would try to pocket it in my shirt or in my pants or anything, and I'd try to run out real quick, because if they did see me, then the police would come get me because I was homeless and they knew that where I was sleeping at night. They knew I was sleeping on the side of a sidewalk next to a brick wall. So they would come take my food from me, prosecute me, put me in a jail cell, and it would be a crime on me. It would be a felony crime. It might be a misdemeanor, I don't know, but it would have been a theft crime, and I'm lucky that I didn't get caught stealing food like I did. But it was my way of survival at the time. You had to hustle to survive, and that's the way it was like being homeless. Nobody gives a fuck if you're 18 years old and mommy and daddy don't give a fuck about you. Nobody gives a fuck if you're a heroin addict or if you're out there dying on the streets. Nobody understands these kind of things because they don't realize what it's like to be in that predicament, to feel like you want to end your fucking life every day or blow your brains out because you don't have anybody to look up to. You don't have any role models. You don't have a working cell phone. You don't have a nice place to lay your head down. You see everybody else driving cars around while you're out there sleeping, complaining, homeless people complaining they're sleeping in their cars, and you're sitting out here with no car at all, sleeping on a cold ass sidewalk on a cement. At least you have a car to sleep in, people. I never had that.
True.
I begged and pleaded for cars to sleep in. I never got that. You know, I was 18 begging for crumbs, and begging for knowledge, begging to have people like you, like Debbie, like all you guys, but nobody really cared. Nobody cared enough. You want to know what they would tell me? I went to a homeless shelter. It was a gang-infested homeless shelter, and this was my only place to go. This was in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and I had it was a really, really big black guy in the middle of the night. Keep in mind, I was only 18 years old, but I was laying in my bed, waiting for the next day, trying to go out and job hunt. That's all I knew how to do whenever I was 18. Okay, go find a job, get off the streets, try to do
Hmm.
something. Well, all of a sudden, I woke up and this guy had a razor blade right across my neck trying to slit my throat. and he told me, "You fucking croak, I'm going to kill you."
Yep.
He told me, "You have any money or anything?" I had $5. I took my $5 out, handed him my $5. He went and did his own thing. He left the homeless shelter the next day. I never seen him again. But I remember that I about got my throat slit for $5. So anybody to sit here and fucking tell me that homeless shelters are good, fuck you, because you don't know
Mm,
shit. Homeless shelters aren't good.
yep. It's true. It's very true. I tend to not really go around to the homeless shelters as much. I literally seek out the tent cities. There's actually a tent city in the town where I live at behind the Walmart, and there's a guy who works at Family Dollar or the Dollar Tree where I always go. He actually helps me to help them people. When they come into the store, he lets them get showers. I talked to him about letting them like get washed up. He even gave two of them a job. I can't stress enough. You would be surprised at the power that one person's voice has. I can't stress that enough. I know if I can work as a cashier, okay, guys, and I can take my own money and put in with the donations that I get, and I'm able to go out on the street and help up to 100 to 150 people every month, and I do it religiously. Anybody can do it.
And that's an inspiration within itself, Deb. People need people like you. People need people like Jen and Will and all you guys that are out there trying to make a difference in the world. Of course, I'm in a tight financial spot right now. But I got, Anon brothers and sisters that are looking after me still currently.
Yes.
There was a time that I had overdosed, and I was homeless. Some of you guys remember this. So, I've been friends with some of you since a couple, you guys remember. I've had the Morbid profile for about 2.5 years or so. It got so bad to the point to where my buddy, he's a juggalo, I had overdosed on the sidewalk, and they came to feel my pulse and that I was not breathing. I had overdosed. I stuck a syringe in my right arm, and my intent is I pushed too much of it into my veins, and my heart eventually had stopped and given out. I was put onto a stretcher, taken to the hospital. My buddy went telling all my friends and everything. Well, he's dead. He is now passed away. Next thing I know is I woke up from the hospital to rest in peace on my Morbid profile, and I got rid of all those real quick. I started deleting them all. I'm like, guys, I'm still alive. I'm here. Oh, Morbid, you're dead. No, I'm not haunting you. I swear. I'm actually still alive. It's not my time to go. It's not my time to die yet. I literally almost died at least 3 or 4 times in my 18th in my year of being 18. You gotta think about shit like this, man. Is you're not gonna go until it's your time. But I do recall seeing lots of good people dying from homelessness, and
Yeah.
it is such. I remember waking up in the middle of the night and walking down the road to a gas station, and I remember how mean they was to me. The nighttime clerks and shit. My legs were frozen. It was -10 degrees outside. For God's sakes, I was on top of a mountain in Virginia. There was like 2 feet of fucking snow standing this fucking high, dude. And here I am at 18 years old trying to fucking power my way through it. I'm covered in tattoos, so I look intimidating. Nobody will approach me because I'm covered in tattoos. I'm a little bit taller and bigger. And just because I look intimidating, they don't want a damn thing to do with me. So I walk into, use the restroom, and I would try to go into the restrooms at times, if I could get away with it, even the restrooms at parks, and sleep on the dirty floor. I remember trying to do that several times, but they come in there telling me you have to get out, and they would call the police on me to have me forcibly removed or prosecuted if I came back to that area. So I knew if I slept in the bathroom that I was going to be prosecuted. So, it's like fucking Charlottesville, Virginia. There was this cop that was named Slim Jim. He was an older cop. He carried a nightstick fucking like this fucking big
Wow.
off of his fucking hip. And he would walk around to the homeless people with that big fucking stick. He would take them, he would poke them, kick them in the head with his fucking shoe and everything else, tell them to get the fuck up and move, or he's taking them to jail and prosecuting them. And with this being said, I never forgot Slim Jim. I never forgot the treatment, how he treated homeless people. None of those police officers in Charlottesville, Virginia are worth a goddamn. None of them freaking,
I
fucking
believe it.
police officers over there give a damn about the homeless. Those police officers, you want to know what they did? They saw it, that old man that died, like right next to us when he was sleeping. They seen him. Oh, well, we got another dead body over here. 10-4, do you read? Can you call a mortician? Can you get somebody over here? And I remember seeing the coroner come diagnose the guy to, he was dead. And they fucking put him in a body bag, zipped his face up. The police was there, and they were laughing, cutting up, discussing when they were going to eat Taco Bell. And while us homeless people sit out there, while they went and did their own thing and eat Taco Bell, I just watched the dead man get carried away. And you want to know something real fucked up? When they was carrying his dead body away, the picture of him and his fucking kids dropped out of the fucking body bag when I picked them up. So that picture of his kids, I remember grabbing that and handing that to one of the homeless people, and they said, well, I'll try to get it to him or to one of his family members. They never did. They never could find any family or nothing. Because the guy, his family, turns out that fucking his kid was hit in a car accident. Some shit had happened. I don't know. It's just, you hear lots of things that have happened over the years. You see lots of shit, man, when you're out in those streets. It's a war zone out there. I've seen people shot. I've seen people murdered. I remember that I was running with the Juggalos. You had to click with the gang out there, man. And I was running with the what do they call them, the South Side Juggalos. I remember that I would pack a 45 in my pants here and there. I was wearing those old 90s trip pants. And I had fucking chains coming off of me. And I would dress myself up as the Joker. And fucking, go out trying to put up a persona like I was big and Billy Badass. Try to scare people off from me. Because I didn't want nobody to hurt me. I knew I was 18 and vulnerable. I understand. So, I know the survival. I know the feeling of what it's like to be out there. People say that homeless this, homeless that, homeless no. Homeless, it's not a joke. You're either going to live or die out there, and ain't nothing going to change that. That's
now, there are a few people. Right. And you're right. But now I'm going to tell you, I have met a few people out here on the street, because I don't just like to hand them things. I like to get to know them, talk to them, There are some people out here who choose to be out here on the street. They really do. And they have different reasons. Maybe they're running from something. I've met people who are like, well, fuck the government. I'm not fucking doing anything. I refuse to give in to the system, and hats off to those people. However, they're struggling. You know what I mean? But then again, they got people like us out here. And, people ask me all the time when I help them, like, why do you do this? What do you want? I don't want anything. I just want you to be okay, and I want you to be happy. That's what I want. I have already brought people to my house that that were stranded on the side of the road to get showers. I buy them food. I do all them things. If it was me, Morbid, and I would have saw you, you can bet your sweet ass I would have helped you. I promise I would have.
Yeah, it's, and you meet people that it's just at the time I remember the gang wars breaking out. I remember, and I'm not going to lie to you, there were times that I had to do things that I'm not proud of, because when you're a part of a clique, when you're a part of anything like that, you got to do things you're not proud of. I'm not, I haven't killed nobody. I'm not a murderer. I'm nothing like that, but, I have shot a gun. I have had to, warning shots before. I have had to do things like that, but at the same time, these people were, they were armed with fucking fucking rifles. They were carrying big M16s. They were trying to come in and kick the door down and kill us. And I knew that if I didn't aim that gun steady, and I knew that if I didn't fire that warning shot, then they were going to sit there, come in and shoot the whole fucking house up. And there were children in there. You know what I mean? So I know what it's like to have to defend yourself and be in a fight for your life. I know what it's like for the police officers to tell you, well, I'm going to lock you up. Well, officer, no. Officer, just listen to me. They were trying to kill me. Oh, no, you're going to jail. The officers don't give a fuck. They only care about their fucking paychecks. They don't give a fuck about you or who's trying to kill you. Are you kidding me? The system's so fucked right now, they can't even keep their damn pants up to buy themselves a fucking belt.
It's so true. People don't, I think, don't realize, like, this is not the United States of America anymore. This is the United Corporations of America. Okay, people, let's be honest. Police are not here to protect you. They're not. They are there to make sure that they enforce the corporation's laws that you have to abide. I don't think people realize that. They are not your friends.
You know, and here's something else, people, is, I had my fiance started up a Facebook page with CPS. She's currently got her kids taken away and shit, man. I was a DCS Child Protective Services, growing up. I was in there for 11 years. I was molested for about 7 years, 6.5, 7 years by my uncle, Johnny, and he fucking got off running away. I sat there and told him for 11 years, please help me. He's out there. He's got kids now. Please, he's a child molester. He did this to me. And they said, oh, well, there ain't enough factual proof. Well, this happened and that happened. The dude fucking molested me and shoved his fucking dick in my mouth, fucking did things to me. I'm never going to forget. I spent the next fucking, 13 years learning martial arts, trying to get into the Marine Corps, trying to learn how to kill a human being. I was trying to be, I wanted the persona of a trained killer. I wanted people to fear me because I knew if they feared me, it would get them to listen to me. They would be scared of me. They wouldn't hurt me anymore. But then I realized who I'm really angry at, who's really getting control, who's really in control if I'm sitting here doing this. There are right ways to do things and wrong ways to do things. And when you are a child molester, let me tell you something. It's easy. People think it's so easy to get off the fucking hook. But when you're a motherfucker like me and you join something called Anonymous, you better watch your ass because I'm coming after you.
Yes, absolutely. I do the same things, Morbid. I actually, I enjoy pedo hunting just for the fact that I know that I'm keeping people like my children safe. Okay, I've got 3 kids. I've got 2 14-year-old girls and a 16-year-old son. Okay, and they actually help me when I hunt. I'm not gonna lie, they do. I'll tell my daughter, like, somebody will ask, there'll be times when they'll be like, well, send me a picture now. So I'll tell my daughter, hey, stand over here by the wall real quick so I can take a picture of you. You know what I'm saying? And I'll send it to them, and they fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Every single time. You know what I mean? And pedo hunting will ruin your day, guys. Oh, God, I've seen more dicks than I care to admit to. It's sad. It's a very sad thing. But see, you can be anybody you want to be on the internet. And that's the problem. The problem is that you don't know who the enemy is. And, there's these innocent kids out here. They don't know that. They don't know who you are. They don't know what your intentions are, but you do. You know what I mean? That's why it's important, I think, for us to do what we're doing, especially the pedo hunting. We can protect people like you, people like my kids, It's important.
Well, most of you guys out there that know me, you guys know that I'm trying to get into the career of becoming a mortician. Yes. You guys know that I'm trying to get into funeral directing. I will let you know what's holding me back from funeral directing and embalming. I'm very intelligent. You put me into a funeral home right now, I can guarantee you I know every single way. I know every way to embalm a body. I know where to put the tubes. I know where to put the fucking, where to put the needles. I know how to do all that stuff. I know how to prepare a body for anything. I can make anything look nice. I'm very artistic. I'm very good at doing art. It's just one of those things, I do tattoos. I'm really, really detailed about everything I do. Awesome. And with that being said, there's, because the system had fucked me so bad, and because I was homeless for all those years, how do I put it? My childhood was so fucked up, I didn't get to graduate. I can't sit still in a classroom. I can't sit there and watch a board all fucking day. I can't sit there on a fucking iPad and do your assignments that you're wanting me to do and send them to you. I can't do it. If you put something, how do I put it? If you physically sat there with me and go over it, teach me physically how to do things, I guarantee you I'll do it better than anybody. But if you sit there and set me down and put me in front of a board, I can't do it. because I'm a hard worker, I'm dedicated, but I learn differently. And they tried to diagnose me as mentally slow. I scored a 20% on my GED. They tried telling me, well, he ain't fit enough, he ain't this. I'm intelligent. I can't pursue my dreams right now. I can't become a mortician. I can't go to mortuary college because the GED and high school diploma is holding me back. Because I'm currently not fucking smart enough to be able to go into an embalming room or embalm a body. And it doesn't take that much intelligence. But because you have to have a permit for every fucking thing now,
Yep.
it makes it so hard to be able to do anything now. Everything you do has to require a permit. The government has to control every regulation, every stipulation. You have to go to college to do this. You have to pay $22,000 to go to a mortuary college. You have to do this. You can't pursue your dreams. You have to have a GED and score this much on your ASVAB to go into the military. All these fucking things the system has fucked everybody on.
Yep.
Children cannot live up to their expectations because the government's expectations are way up here, and our expectations are still right here where they have been for the past 55 years.
True. It's very true. You can go to school, and you can learn, but like you said, people do learn differently. Like me, I'm a hands-on person. I'm the kind of person where show me one time and then move out of my way and let me do it. That's the only way I can learn. So with you being a visual learner, you know what I mean? Maybe you could now I don't know if they actually do it or not, but I'm pretty sure there's somewhere out there, somewhere that has got a place that can show you visually, that would be really awesome. I think then if they could do that, you would definitely excel.
But, the GED, everybody talks about getting the GED like it's a piece of cake right now.
No,
I want you guys to realize that the GED, I know personally, the GED has got 10 times more harder than when you guys were younger. You guys sit here and talk about when you guys were younger, we did this or we did that. By the way, I tried to become an apprentice for a funeral director, but I've been shot down every single time because nobody wants to work with me. I don't have a car, and I am also on foot. I have tried getting on a nearby funeral home, and they keep redirecting me, telling me they already have an apprentice, because you have to have an apprenticeship to get into mortuary college for your courses and shit. So, and yes, I can be an apprentice. I can be a shadow funeral director, but at the same time, I can't get in right now. Nobody's going to even touch me because I don't have a diploma. I don't have a GED. It's so fucking hard to get a GED right now. I couldn't pay attention in school. I can't sit there and watch them on a board do everything. Part of my learning disability is I can't sit still. I have to physically do things. I went in working at 17 and a half years old in a full functioning factory, working at a very, very fast place, running 3 auto lines by myself because they showed me the part numbers, they showed me where to dump them, and they told me everything to do physically. It wasn't no papers, none of that shit, no looking at a fucking board, and guess what? I excelled. People loved me. People commended me. People were Morbid, you're doing so good. We love you here. Please come back to work tomorrow. No, not in school. Morbid, you're a fucking idiot. Quit coming to school. What are you wasting our time for? I can't focus in school. You put me in a football team. You hand me a football. You ain't going to find a better quarterback than me. I could lead I've already led a team. I've already been quarterback of a high school. Sectionals. Everything else. I have been a quarterback. I've led football teams. I've done things like that. But at the same time, I had an arm of a 9-pound hammer. But I have been kicked off a football team several times because my grades flunked, because I'm not doing too good in algebra, because I don't understand general concepts, because I'm mentally slow in the government's eyes. For that, fuck the system. I know I'm intelligent, I know what I'm capable of, but to them I'm not capable of anything. I'm a lost cause because I can't live up to their expectations or do the work they want me to do, and they can't corrupt me or get in my head because I'm not no guinea pig, and I know what the truth is, and I know what physical abilities that I have. And I'm looked down and shunned because of that.
That's not fair. I just don't think it's fair. They told me the same thing about my son. My son is 16 years old, okay? He's in college. They told me that my son was going to be mentally retarded because he was developmentally delayed by a year. He had a problem when he was born. They tried to say he had progeria, but then they retook the diagnosis away and found out it was just failure to thrive. So they told me, that he was basically going to grow up to be just stupid. And he turned out just like you, quite the contrary, very smart, highly intelligent, and is capable to do anything. The system, they're going to tell you whatever they think that you want to hear. Because, well, if you're complacent and you don't do your full potential, they're winning. They're winning. That's the worst thing that they want. They don't want you to be your full potential. They don't want you to be somebody. They don't want you to have a voice. They're afraid of that.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys about my high school class of 2015, okay? Because I remember the class very well. After 2015 had passed, you want to know what happened to all the smart kids in high school that were like straight A honor row, big-time cheerleaders, big-time football players? You want to know what happened to them? Most of them are pregnant right now. They're hooked to drugs. They've dropped out of, they don't give a fuck about life anymore. 3 of them committed suicide. There's some more of them that fucking are out, being prostitutes right now. I know that for a fact. And they're out, doing whatever with life. They don't give a damn about college because college is too expensive. Mommy and daddy ain't going to cover everything when you're from a poor neighborhood. It's all about your financial stability, and it should not be about that.
Nope.
You got individuals that can make a difference in the world, and when the government knows you can make a difference, they say, fuck you.
That's exactly right. And they will. They will. They will do that. The system is designed to keep you in debt and to keep you on the bottom. They don't want you to be a great thing. Greatness is not something this country is going to smile upon. They are afraid of that. They're afraid of you because then they're afraid you're going to be greater than them. I truly believe that. I mean, I can't explain it I just don't understand it. I really don't. You can go to Finland right now, okay, as an American citizen. You can go to Finland, and they will pay you to go to school, and they will pay you to live there. But guess what? It's a beautiful thing, because you know what happens? You come back to the United States with a degree and no student debt. You see, then you are free to truly pursue it. They don't want you to know those things. Germany, college, paid for. Do you understand? The United States is the only country that says, well, you got to go to school. You have to have a college degree to do anything. But by the way, we're going to charge you $50,000, and it's going to take you a lifetime to pay off. So you're basically going to go to school and come out of school to do what? Be in debt and work for the rest of your life to get out of what? Debt. It's a never-ending battle.
And I urge anybody that's in here that knows funeral directors, that know anybody in the death industry, that you can talk to or link me with, due to the fact is because this is one of my childhood dreams. I've dreamed about this for 10 years.
I'm going to tell you the irony.
Hell, dude, I've lost out on relationships. I've lost out on relationships. I've been through, heartaches and stuff just because of the profession that I want to do. Oh, creepy mortician. Oh, creepy person that works with dead bodies. I've fucking heard it all, dude. But when you see enough shit in your life, you realize it's much more fucking peaceful working with the dead and doing a service and helping families that need you than it is not doing anything at all.
I actually knew somebody right now.
People talk about fucking, well, you should be scared of the dead, and the dead look creepy. You want to know what looks fucking creepier? The face of fucking mankind right now. If I'm only scared of anything, be scared of fucking mankind because of what they're doing and the corruption right now. The dead aren't corrupt anymore because the dead have already lived their lives. They're already gone on. They've already done what they got to do in life. Now you help prepare their bodies and help do what you got to do their makeup and do everything properly. Send them on to the next phase for burial, so that way that their souls can be laid to rest in a respectful, peaceful, manner.
Yep.
And you can rest people's minds. They're gonna hurt, they're gonna cry, they're gonna be in limbo at the moment, but they'll thank you later, I promise you. Because people don't forget faces when their dead loved ones are laying in a casket or when you're being cremated. The government has made it to where, of course you have green burials and stuff now. The government's made freaking funerals and shit so fucking expensive, people can barely even afford funerals anymore.
Yep. That's true too. It cost me almost $10,000 to bury my 7-year-old child, and that was in 2005, y'all. 2005. So just imagine what the price is now at 2017 to bury someone. I could only imagine.
And everyone's like, Morbid, well, you'd be making good money in the death industry. You'd be doing something good. You guys want to know how I started out? I started out whenever I was 19 years old. I was running around on something called a ride-along, which meant that I went with the EMTs and the EMS running around in an ambulance carrying out dead bodies, tending to people that were dying, literally running them to the hospital, writing down the paperwork, writing down what their blood count was, taking their blood pressure, checking for pulses to see if they're breathing right, checking to make sure their oxygen levels are sustained, and all that. I was heading down the road as being an EMT, but I handled death so good, and all the EMTs were like, whoa, that dead body's got a stench to it. It's been there for 5 days. And here I am like, come on, guys. It ain't going to hurt you. Go in there. Where's the body bag? Where's the coroner? Let's go pronounce this death. Okay, Morbid, you're going to go in and you can take care. Yeah, I'm going to go take care of it. I'm a stout guy. I can bench press a lot. I could lift a body. Let's just say you have a 300-pound dead body right now.
Mm-hmm.
I could pick almost the whole body up just by myself. It would take 2 EMTs just to imagine as much as I could lift. It doesn't take a whole lot for me to do something with the death industry. Because the death industry, I'm used to it by now. I'm used to seeing dead bodies. My mind, people say I'm fucked up for it. I'm fucked up. Why am I so fucked up? Because I see people moving on to the next phase of their life. Why am I so fucked up? Because I want to help families in need that are living with their dead loved ones. I have watched my mom die. I've watched my grandpa die. Watched my grandma die. I've held their hands as they went to the next fucking life, dude. For God's sakes, people. I've seen the people that I love, and I've seen people get their brains blown out. I've seen a head with the whole fucking top of it just blown off, and just talking about this stuff. When a bullet hits your head, your head fucking kapoof, your skull just kapoofs, man. Yep. I'm telling you, your brains go everywhere, blood's everywhere. And I remember, I couldn't talk about it. I couldn't just, oh my God. Just the seeing the blood and the guts and the brains everywhere and having to tell the loved ones about it and disassembling and taking the parts of the face and the top of the skulls and just trying to put everything together. Dude, it does something to your head, man. I'm telling you. But at the same time, I want to do that. I want to be in those environments because I know how to handle them. I want to help, I want to be beneficial. I want to be able to see these real life lessons so that way I can be an inspiration for others, And this is part of something. This is why I want to do these kind of things because I can handle them well. Every career ain't going to fit you. You know what I mean? Yep. There are things in life that you ain't going to be good at. Yep. But everybody has strengths in certain positions. Everybody has a calling in their life. Everybody has things and callings they got to do in their life. And I personally believe this is one of mine.
I think it's cool.
The next thing that I want to touch base on, Debbie, enough about, dead bodies and stuff. I think I pretty much grossed everybody out for the day. Is I want to talk about Operation Jade Helm and your perspectives on it.
I have no idea. I have not. I don't even know what that is. I'm not even gonna lie. I have not even. I haven't even heard of it yet.
The other guest that I had in here today didn't know what it was either, so I had to explain. Okay, think of governmental corruption. Think of Area 51. Think of secrets hidden by the government, a.k.a. Jade Helm operations.
Really?
Okay, what is your perspectives on these things? Yeah.
I have really unique perspectives, actually. I do believe that we are not alone. I really do. I don't know where aliens come from, whether it be if you're a flat Earth and, I don't knock the flat Earth movement, guys, but, if that's what you believe in, then okay. Um, I personally believe that we are not alone. I personally believe that Area 51 is exactly what they say it is. I I know throughout my life I have met two people. One person is actually my cousin's husband. I can't say names. His father actually worked in Area 51, and I'm here to tell you right now. If you think for 1 second that they're not harboring technology and alien bodies, you're insane. If you think for 1 second that aliens don't exist or that they're not real, or Roswell wasn't a cover up, you're insane. Hangar 18, that was real too, guys. It's all real. They're not going to tell you that. In North Carolina, there's a man. His name is Dr. Stephen Greer. I don't know if you guys even have heard of him. He is part of the movement to try to get, the government to release actually the projects that they had out, for Roswell and all the technologies and all the things that's going on. And he is he is trying really, really hard, but they're not. The United States government just is not budging. However, he did get China and Britain, on board, and they actually released the proofs that they had. They're very much real. I know my tinfoil hat's not too tight.
Right, yeah, and I can agree with you on that. There's a lot of conspiracy theories going around and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah,
I
there
can
is.
recall that there has been cities covered in Black Hawk helicopters that have been
Yeah.
flying in. There are Walmarts that have been
Hmm.
just stripped by the government, and they've been going in these Walmarts and doing secret operations in them, drilling on something on the underground. They've been drilling on some underground tunnel underneath some of these Walmarts.
Well, of
And
course
people
it is.
walked up asking them what they were doing. They were told to get back in their cars and leave immediately. They would be escorted out by
Yeah.
security guards or army men with M16s. Okay, so with this being said, whenever a Hurricane Harvey, whenever these Hurricane Irma had struck, first place they took these individuals was straight to the WalMarts.
Oh yeah, those are the new FEMA camps.
Yep. So with that being said, is I believe that the government is controlling weather patterns to basically cause
Oh,
terror,
definitely.
cause striking in other states and stuff, so that way they can have an excuse to send FEMA out, and so
Yep.
that way they can try to monitor these civilians a lot closer, so that way they can act like they're doing a service, so that way Donald Trump looks good, so that way they try to make everybody look good and come together as one community. But really, in reality, they're secretly throwing you into your own death, man. And if you guys believe in
Absolutely.
tribulation, you believe in Bible stuff, you guys will recognize the RFID chips as the 666. I will tell you, they operate on a 1.666 frequency scan, and that
Hmm.
basically gives any kind of information or intel to a database to keep track of you. So if you see these RFID chips around, do not take them. I know from my mother before she died, she had talked about these RFID chips in 2005, and whenever she died, this is the one thing she told me never take if it's ever in my generation. So I know to sustain myself and say, fuck the RFID chips, fuck the system, I'm
Absolutely.
going to do me. They don't like it, then they're going to have to kill me for it. You
I
can't
say the
defeat
same
an idea,
thing.
people.
I tell my son that too. When I'm gone, don't do it to yourself. Whatever you do. They have been talking. Okay, listen, guys, I'm 41. They have been talking about those RFID chips since I was in high school. You know what I mean? So just let that sink in. This is something that they have been doing for a long time. Okay, and now they're pushing it on the public. Okay, pretty soon it's going to be to the point that you're not even going to be able to drive your car without one because the government's going to want to know what you're doing and where you are. Just let that sink in. Don't do it.
I'm okay walking. I'll be okay walking, guys. I'll do my own
You're darn
thing.
skippy. I'll get a
Fuck
bike.
cars. I'll just walk.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll fucking Dave Mira fucking down the street on a fucking bicycle and BMX. I don't give a
Boy,
damn.
I'll be right behind you on my skateboard. Don't worry.
You
I
know,
promise.
so
Yeah,
it's
no.
getting it's getting to the point, man, that fucking shit's getting so fucking bad that You know, I
Yes.
mean, the system's letting child molesters get away. If we try to help the FBI by taking down child molesters, we get targeted, our Facebooks get taken down, the
Yep.
FBI shows up at our doorsteps, they lock us up and throw us in jail cells. So we can't
Yep.
assist in certain operations and shit, which really sucks. Because I would do anything to spit in the face of a fucking child molester or anybody that does anything like that. There's no excuse for it at all.
Nope.
People's dreams is having sex with younger women, younger individuals. But you see this kind of shit. This is fucking corruption, and the system allows it.
Yes,
People.
absolutely. They do. It's a fact.
But
Why do
here's
you?
the thing, man, is you know, you gotta have proof for instances like this.
Yeah.
You gotta have proof for these things that have been happening. You gotta have proof for, you know, everything. And the system requires it. And technically so does Anonymous, because we're risking our whole lives to take down pedophiles. Because we don't want to see if the fucking FBI ain't going to do nothing, then Anonymous is. Because we stand up for the innocent, we stand up for the weak, and if you're a
Yes.
pedophile, we're going to kick your ass. Because first of all, you should not be online. You should not be trying to reel 13-year-old little
Yeah.
girls in. You need to keep your own P's and Q's, do your own shit, and by God, hope that nobody fucking sees you, because more than likely they're going to kill you.
Yep. It's very true.
Oh
You know.
yeah, by the way, I want to say one more thing, Debbie.
Mhm.
For you child molesters out there, you know what they do to you in prison, right? Haha.
Woo!
Bisexual cellmates. Don't drop the
Yay!
soap, bitches.
You know, I don't understand it, Morbid. I know at one point in time, as a society, okay, we as humans, if you raped a child, we killed you. Okay? No questions asked. If you raped a woman, you died. If you took another life, what'd they do? They hung you in the street, right? Please tell me why they think that being in a flawed jail system, okay, that does not offer no rehabilitation at all, but is basically modern day slavery work camps, please explain to me how they could possibly think that pedophiles are going to get rehabilitation there. How can they possibly think that? These people are going to jail for 2 and 3 years and they're getting back out, and what are they doing? Well, look, Susie's walking down the road over there. Let's go get Susie. And this is what's happening.
I've been
And
through. I personally have been through molestation. I've been beat on and neglected. And whenever I
no,
have an angry fit, or I'm having a bad day, or I'm feeling like I just want to end everything, their first thing they recommend is therapy. You need therapy. You need professional help. You need medication. You need this and you need
fuck
that. You know what
medication.
you know what you fucking need? You need a fucking blunt. That's exactly what these some
Yes.
of these motherfuckers need, a fucking blunt. Because it's like this.
Um,
It's fucking like this,
yeah.
man. Some of these medications they're giving you ain't shit. Your
Nope.
plant, let me tell you something. Before fucking pharmaceuticals, there was hemp. There was
Yeah.
fucking plants. You know, we were taking plants, we were growing our own shit. And now they want to fucking sit here and tell us, oh, that's wrong. No, 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 no. Pharmaceutical industries, we're smart. Look, we have a degree. Look what we got. We know what we're doing. No, the fuck you don't. My grandma and grandpa lived to the age of 85 to 90 fucking years old. You wanna know why they lived so long? You wanna know why they lived healthy lives? Because they lived off of the land. They grew their own
Yep.
corn. They milked their own cows on the dairy farm. They didn't have to fucking have permits for every single thing they fucking had. Raising 9 kids.
Wow. That's insane.
For real.
I imagine back then it couldn't have been easy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because think about it. It's like a
1930s? No,
thousand times harder
1930s,
today.
1940s, I don't think it was.
Woo! No way. Man,
You
it
had Al
had to be
Capone
very
running
hard.
around shooting people up.
Heck yeah.
Babyface
I think
Nelson.
I personally, I don't eat meat. I am a vegetarian. I do not eat meat. I recently just started doing that actually for 8 months now. Um, I feel better. I will tell you that much. Actually, what we eat is actually medicine. I don't think people know that enough either. Um, I do not shop at like your local food line or anything like that. I actually go where the organic stuff is at. I eat a lot of salads. I eat a lot of bean and rice, a lot of beans. But it's good for you, you know, and I would rather be healthy. I'm at the age now where when I was younger, I didn't really think much about what I was putting into my body. You know what I'm saying? So you sit down, you watch the TV, and what does the TV tell you? Consume, consume, consume. So you fall into that. Well, I stopped watching TV, and then I stopped eating fast food, and then, guys, I'm going to be honest, I got cervical cancer. Okay? And then I had to learn how to heal my body, and I started smoking more pot. I started eating healthier, and guess what? I'm here. You know, food is medicine. You guys got to be real careful out here, I'm telling you.
Now, did you say that you're in South Carolina?
North Carolina.
Okay, well, I got word from my fiance earlier that South Carolina is an expediting state. Therefore, if you have warrants in any other state, they can expedite you and send you back to that state.
North Carolina will do the same thing. Yes. They
Right.
also, you remember when
So
you were
with
talking
that
about
being said,
the panhandling laws in North Carolina, you have to have a license for that. Now imagine that. You're on the street, homeless already, and you have to have a license to ask somebody to help you.
that's kind of
Crazy.
fucked, man. That sounds like fuckery from
It
the
is.
system. I
North
want to ask a
Carolina is.
question for all you folks. I've got a question. Now, most of you guys have heard me talking about it. You've heard the rumors. I'm actually talking about moving to Akron, Ohio, November 10th. But before I make that, I'm going to be going there. But I want to
Mhm.
let you guys know something about last year anonymous protest. The November 5th protest last year is they had flags similar to this one, and this is the American flag you guys see here. And they were taking a lighter and they were lighting the flag on fire, and the police officers had thrown these individuals to the ground because it was a charged offense to burn this flag.
It's not.
So
Bullshit.
any of you anonymous people out there, please don't go burning American flags at the protest. It's not a good thing to do. And to the people that have died for the country that actually thought the country meant something, that is a little bit of a disgrace to them, and it's not really looked up, looked down. It's really looked down upon, guys. I mean, at one time this country meant something, but think, in the 1700s, this country was everything. So don't
Yeah.
forget the American pride. Don't forget
True.
what our founding fathers done for you. And most certainly don't forget about the soldiers and stuff that's given their lives and their blood for your freedoms. The ones that actually gave their blood and their lives for your freedoms, not the ones participating in the corruption right now.
Yep.
That actually fought
Yep.
a war for your country and for you to have what you have today.
Yeah. I agree with that. My dad was in the military, guys, so I personally would never burn an American flag. No. I love the country. I just hate the government. That's all.
Right, and I'm right there with you, man. I'm to that point. I mean, hell, man, I've been told if I move to Akron, Ohio, that if I take my flag, see, Jen had got me some flags that's going to be coming in here soon, and so did Will. And I'm going to be taking those flags they're sending me and carrying them on my shoulders, walking down the street
Heck
with my
yeah.
Guy Fawkes mask on and my anonymous flag, video recording the shit. The least thing that I need is the fucking police officers to come up and lock me up for protesting peacefully. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But since I'm so fucking corrupt that I hear that the cops down there do shit like that, they arrest you for carrying flags on your back and wearing Guy Fawkes masks. They arrest you for anything. They do not like anons.
Yeah,
So,
well,
these people need an awakening.
North Carolina, actually, I protest a lot. We really do. The Anons down here, we could give two shits what the government or what the police say, and they know that. However, the beauty of North Carolina is that they could give two craps what kind of flags you have, okay? You can literally have the biggest flag in the world and have it on your car or your truck, and they're not going to flinch. If you are at a protest and you're wearing a Guy Fawkes mask and you are peaceful and you're not hurting anybody, they will leave you alone. They will not mess with you. So that's a good thing about North Carolina. We are very laid back here.
Right, most definitely. So what, and I agree with that 110%, guys. But I do, however, want to make sure that me and my fiance safe out there. So please send your prayers, thoughts, and wishes
Absolutely.
whenever we are going to there. Mary Langley and Casper, they're anonymous as well. We will be going there with them and partnering up. We'll be participating and looking after each other as Anons. This is the next step of our life. going to find better jobs, because the jobs that we're looking for right now in the area we're in, it's really fucked. It's really hard to find jobs here. The businesses are corrupt, and and everything. So I'd rather be in a city where I can work a factory job, because, like I said, I'm a hands-on guy, and I might be able to find a funeral home there. Who knows? Might be able to find some people that work in the funeral business and get working somewhere.
Well,
So
hell,
it's better.
you
It's better
should y'all
sweating
should just come
opportunity.
to North Carolina then. There is so many jobs down here. It's not even funny anymore, especially in the town where I'm at.
Yeah, it's just finding a place to go. It's finding a stable home, a stable place. I want to set up a computer somewhere in the place I'm going to be to do my
I know.
anonymous work. Anonymous is my whole life. It's everything I represent. It's my passion. It's my blood. It's
Mine
my
too.
whole fucking epiphany. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So everything I do is anonymous. And I've given 8 wonderful years to a very, very good cause and counting. December 12th will be my 9th year in Anonymous. So I'm
That's
looking forward to
awesome.
it.
That's so awesome. That's like me. I do the same things. When I don't wear the mask, I also do the same. I put my best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? However, when I wear
This
this
mask
mask,
is an idea.
yeah,
It's about what's in your heart. It's about what's in your
exactly.
heart and your
Yes.
soul that determines what you're going to do. It's not
Yeah.
about this mask. This mask,
Yeah.
it's irrelevant.
And then
But whenever
it's true.
you're in a face, there's some people that won't talk to you with this mask on, but there are
Yep.
people that will talk to you without it off.
Yeah, and I've
So think
noticed
about
that.
stuff like that.
Right. And helping homeless people, believe it or not, I've had a few people that were like, I mean, look at my mask. Come on, guys. When they're like, oh my God, like, and I'll tell them, do you want me to take it off? Because I'm not above showing you my face. I'm here to help you. If it scares you, I'll take it off. There are times that I have
She
been
looks
out to
like an
help.
evil lizard. Evil lizard.
That's what I swear. I think that's what they say. Because I'm telling you, I've had a couple people flinch, and they're like, "What the hell are you?" And
You
I'm
know
like,
what you
"Dude,
look
it's
like?
okay.
You
I'm
look
not
like
gonna
a,
hurt you."
you look like Venom from Spider-Man a little.
That's
You look like
exactly
Venom.
what it is. I love Venom. He's my favorite. That's why I have this. I actually have a Batman mask, and the other one that I just decorated. I do not wear this one when I go to help homeless people. I wear this for November the 5th.
Right,
But
right.
like you,
That's
I
awesome,
take my
man.
mask off too.
Right. Yeah. So that pretty much sums up everything for this video. Thank you for going live with us today, Debbie. We covered a lot of
You're
issues
very
and
welcome.
topics. Thank you for your time and dedication. Thank you for your service to Anonymous.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
guys that have been sending stuff in for us. It's very much appreciated. All your donations and stuff will be, you guys will, be happy about where they're going to, because it's going to a very good
Yeah,
cause.
absolutely.
By November 10th, should be in Akron, Ohio. I'll be letting you guys know on a status update. I love you guys. Family for life. This is Debbie. Debbie, you want to
Peace.
go ahead and introduce yourself and everything?
Hi,
This is Debbie, guys. She's been
my
going
name is
live with us today.
Debbie.
She took the time.
Yes.
She took the time today to actually, when she got off work, to go live with us, to go ahead and point some, stuff out, to talk about some issues, took time out with her kids and everything to make sure that this happens. So, thank you guys for tuning in for this broadcast on the Morbid Person's Talk Show. This wraps up in conclusion. This is Pirate Sec. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Don't expect us. We're
We're
already here.
already here. Woo!
Revolution is coming.
One love.
Be ready.